Hello everybody, welcome to another video. This time we will be showing you how to use WSL debugging to run your applications under WSL on Windows. WSL stands for Windows Subsystem for Linux, which allows you to run Linux distributions on your Windows machine and essentially test your Linux applications while running on Windows directly. So let's jump into docs, because docs contain the full information on how to set up WSL support for your applications. So the steps basically consist of installing Visual Studio and then installing a distribution of Linux from the Microsoft Store. On Microsoft Store, you can find a lot of different distributions. I usually use Ubuntu, and when you install it, it will also enable WSL or Windows Subsystem for Linux for you. There is some additional setup needed where when you first try to run your application, it will ask you to install .NET and additional required prerequisites, but all of this is explained in this document. But once you have it and you open a UNO platform application project and select GTK as the target platform, which is the Linux targeting platform, you can then, in this selection box, you can click the small arrow to select WSL as the target, which is the Windows Subsystem for Linux. This will automatically show up there when you have WSL installed and enabled on your device. So now when you click this arrow, you should be able to just run your application and run it and see it running in the Ubuntu that you installed on your machine. So this window is now running in the context of Ubuntu that's running in Windows 11 on my machine. So this is actually a Ubuntu window that I can actually drag around, resize normally, and I can see how my application will now work on Linux without me having to install Linux on my machine or double boot to a different Ubuntu instance. I just have it all in my local machine, and I can even debug quite easily. So if I were to add a button on my page, now let's see, if I add a button here, it will be button click, and I will say click me, and I will go into this method. I can put a breakpoint here, and when I run it on WSL, I should be able to hit that breakpoint and debug it normally as any other application running directly on Windows. So if I click this, you can see I hit the breakpoint. I have all the IntelliSense information and all the locals and so on. So I can very easily debug Linux applications running in WSL and see what's happening and debug things and fix errors potentially. So that was a short session. I thank you for joining, and I will see you in the next video.